It's so interesting to me. The real estate VA sector really attracts a lot of introverts. And while that's great because you're working from your home office and you're serving your agents and you're doing it top tier level of service, what it does hurt is your ability to go and network. So before you even agree to go network more, I want you to just check out this training that I did with my mentees where I talk about why it's important that you network. Just learn the principles, okay? And we'll give tips on how you can network later. All right, check out this training. For my people that have not gone to a networking event yet. Now, you might not be in the marketing phase yet, because that's where we begin to hound you about the networking event. But what I want you to understand is that when people sign over, especially a real estate agent, so just put yourself in their position. Okay, your commission is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000, right? Their commissions can get up there. Just imagine they're getting 3%, most likely, or they're getting 3% of the sales price. So with the market having increased in sales, okay, let's do it. So it might be an average home price where you live of about 400,000. So you take 400,000, you multiply that by 3%, that's their commission, that's $12,000 commission. So when you think to yourself, I wonder, what's the big deal? It's $350 of your $12,000 commission. No. What they're thinking about is, could I lose my commission by dealing with a TC that is not well trained, that does not know, even though they don't know the 3 ICPS principles, but that's what they really want. They want you to impress, improve, and be able to improvise with speed and simplicity. So when you are out there promoting your business, even if an agent does not have a TC, they're not really too concerned about giving up the $350 or the $400, whatever you're charging. They're not too concerned with giving that up and being able to keep the rest of their commission and have you handle it. What they are concerned is, can they trust you with the files, with the process, with my buyers and my sellers? Because this seller, she kind of a little funny acting, and I have to kind of exert myself to please her. And then if I bring you in, can you deal with these different personalities? Are you going to have an attitude because she got an attitude? These are all things that they're concerned about. And sometimes it's just not worth it to them to hand off their files. So they think to themselves, I will just keep this file for myself and I'll just make sure that it's handled the right way, because I can't risk losing my commission. I can't risk losing their referrals. I can't risk them moving into a home, and when they're ready to sell the home, they don't want to work with me because they didn't like the experience, because you weren't able to provide the service that I really thought you could provide. If you are enjoying this video, I know that you would enjoy my free training where I teach people how to start, scale, and sustain in this sector. I've done so for the past decade, and I teach you 5 keys to start. There are simple ways to get into this business. I also will teach you how do I scale it where I make multiple 6 figures a year, and I have for the past decade. And then I show you how do you sustain the growth and the scaling that you've acquired. How do you keep clients that want to be with you for years at a time? I teach you exactly what I do to maintain my retention with my clients. So if you want to learn more, all you have to do is go to tiffany'smasterclass.com, and I will show you how the bankrupt girl that barely could do 3rd grade math, apparently, since I couldn't pay my bills, was able to start in this business and able to blow past my competition and able to sustain it for a decade. I'll see you soon. What I'm telling you is, one of the number one ways to overcome that is when people meet you in person. It's just the number one way. This is the reason why the lunch and learns were so successful for me. And so that's the reason why when I did marketing ideas, some of them got me volume, which means I would get a lot of agents that wanted to work with me, but some of them got me quality, which means I was getting brokers, team leads, and high producers. And most of the time that came from either referrals or it came because I met them in person. So keep that in mind when you are avoiding networking events like the plague, because you're like, I'd rather send 11,000 emails than have to go to one networking event. Me too, okay? Me as well. But it's a waste of your time if you're not balancing it. Like, it's got to be like a meal. It really does. You can't just have all protein, right? You got to have the emails. You got to do some phone calls. You got to do the networking events. You got to put yourself out there, and sometimes you'll be found. You got to make sure that you are providing a variety of ways of marketing and not just leaning towards the part of it that you actually find the most enjoyable. And for example, if you're a high, your protein should be networking events. It's the most effective. Lean into it. You don't got to be hogtied and dragged there like us introverts, okay? So lean into that and look for those networking events and go out and hug the people and kiss the babies, all right? So you can be like Vanessa, and get you a client that do something I don't even know if they understand what they do. Because they met her in person. He said, I'll train you. Do you think that if she emailed somebody and they responded to an email, they would be talking like that? Because he met her in person and saw her rapport, right? Because you know, when God says you'll have favor, it's because people get around you and they be like, it's something about her, I just like her. How you can't even explain it. I don't even know her all that well, but it's something about her, I just like her. That comes from being in the room. They can't always pick up on that on the phone calls, right? So if you want favor to be your portion and work on your behalf, you got to get into these rooms and let it do its thing. And now that you understand how you can network more, I want you to know that when you set up this ecosystem of people, you can now establish my 7-point referral process so that people are constantly coming at you that you don't even have to work for, because there should be 7 points in your business that people can know and understand exactly what they need to do to refer someone to your business. So check out my next video.